My character is Jordan Wells. Jordan Wells is a racer, a rally racer. If you look on the Subaru car, you'll notice that it says Jordan Wells Racing. It's because it's my car, and the team belongs to me, and we all work together. And we are heading to a race. And on our way to that race, we're trying to cut some time off of our travel. So we decide to take this little highway, and that ends up meaning that we meet Rusty Nails. That was awesome. Working hard. The crew out here works hard, okay? We're in the middle of nowhere, Canada, and it's getting colder and colder by the second. You see that? I don't know if you can see it. You probably see it. That was for effect. Pretty cold, but it's nice. I mean, it's, you know, what is it like filming in Winnipeg? Well, it's, we're actually on location a lot, so we're not in a studio. We are literally out in the trees. We're out on highways, so we have roads closed down. We have police out making sure the traffic isn't coming in. And that's pretty cool, because you kind of just roll in and we close down the section highway and we do a bunch of, you know, car stunts and driving. And so that's kind of different than most film shoots, because most film shoots you're in a studio or you're on a location where you're in a house, or you know, everyone's kind of inside, we're all grouped together. But here we're really spread out. We got semi trucks, we got cars and vehicles, we got picture cars, we got trailers, the whole deal. It's pretty cool. I don't know, it's nice to kind of just be outside. Actually, like filming away a lot better, I believe, because yeah, you get a variety of different people, different places, and it's always changing. And so for me, growing up especially, I never had a job longer than like a year. I don't think I could hold a job longer than a year, except for being a whitewater raft guy. But other than that, I could never be in the same place at the same time, seeing the exact same people. Not that I don't love everybody who's working on the movie. That's not what I mean. It's just really nice to have all these different locations, you know. I mean, one location you're by a pig farm, the next location we're in the middle of a highway, the next location we're in some sand dune pit, gravel, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, Ken is 6'7". He's a very large man. He's the kind of guy that you don't want him to punch you in the head or anything, but he's so nice that I can't see him punching you in the head, but you don't want to take any chances. I did work with him on Freddy vs. Jason. He played Jason Voorhees, as everyone knows. I played a character who was a bit of a... How do I say what my character was without swearing? He was rude.
Looking
He's
up
a douchebag.
But no, he's terrific. And you know what? The secret, I probably shouldn't say this, but he's a really nice guy. He's a great guy. You know, and terrific actor, really experienced guy. We did a little stunt the other day, and he lifted me right off my feet and yanked me off. And he's strong. You know, he's terrific actor and one of the best. So
Jason Voorhees comes in, stabs me in the back numerous times, folds me in half backwards in a bed, and snaps my spine until my toes touch the back of my head. A lot of fans of the movie remember that death. They still get fan mail for that one, which is really surprising, because whatever, I was just doing my job, getting killed. And
I thought about that too, and a lot of the physicality. You know, I want this character to be really powerful, like Jason was, and but yet be intellectual. And be able to, you know, deliver lines and quips in his kills and give the fans both, you know, a good verbal story and a good
cast.
Visuals.
Lots of fun. I've worked with Kirsten before on Kyle XY, so I already have a bit of a rapport with her. And Ben Hollingsworth, I know of him. We'd met a couple times here and there. The other guys, I never met them before, but I feel like we're all kind of bros, and we're just hanging out. And we've actually been a really united cast, I think, in the sense that a lot of our scenes have been like a lot of us together, especially in the beginning of the filming sequences. And we literally got together. We all sat down, we had our binders, we went through everything, we read through it all, and we sort of were able to work out a lot of details before we got into it.
You know, and sometimes with horror, sometimes that raw energy of not having it rehearsed is what brings it to life. You know, I'm a big fan of rehearsing, but sometimes there is an element of rawness that comes
stuff that's still coming off in the filming process. I am a bit of a monkey guru when it comes to just jumping around and having fun. I really enjoy stunts. I have been pretty blessed to do almost all my own stunts so far in my career. So I got to do some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, in this, I mean, it's going to be fun to work with Ken, who's playing Rusty, and kind of throw a bunch of stuff together. And so we have an idea what we want to do, but I think on the day we're going to make a lot of it up and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I can get physical with like I try and do as many stunts as possible. Producers don't always let me do all of them because of the insurance risk involved, but when you can, like, get underneath there and jack your head up against the truck, I do it. And yeah, I think
I'm not
it helps.
doing all my own stunts on the show. I'll be doing some of the fighting, and I enjoy that, and I think it's necessary for actors to do a certain amount of their own fighting. Having been a stuntman for a long time, I had to make a sort of conscious choice to leave that behind and move into another career. And I feel like if you want to be an actor, you need to commit 100% to being an actor. So, it's bittersweet leaving that career and history and everything behind, but it's exciting to chase a new path.
You never know what to expect in the horror genre or in the thriller movies. It's just the deaths, especially, they're always quite creative. You're reading it and you don't know what to expect. You think you know where you're going with it, but then you really had no idea. I mean, in this particular movie, I've been saying, if you can think of okay, let's take a semi-trailer truck, an 18-wheeler big rig, and figure out how to kill people with it. Hey, let's write a movie. Here we go. To be honest, I haven't seen the second one yet. The first one I did see, but I legitimately watched it like in 2001 when it came out. But I mean, it was Paul Walker and Steve Zahn, and those guys are still cruising today. So it's kind of cool to do a sequel to a movie where the actors who did the original are still out there cruising around. Kind of makes you wonder where you're going to be in 10 director that also wrote the script, because if you have any ideas or you want to change some of the writing, you literally just like, hey Declan, can we change that? And he's like, yeah, sure. And you're like, okay, cool. Done. No messing around. You don't have to call the writers group down in LA or in New York or Timbuktu and wait for an answer. So that's great. He knows what he wants. Declan is definitely very technically oriented, so he's almost like the first AD. It's like he knows what he wants next and he's just getting it done. And especially on a shoot like this where you got a lot of different scenes and a lot of kind of deaths and gags and stunts. You got to really know what you want. You got to know how you're gonna achieve your goals by the end of the day, so you don't run out of daylight, so you don't run out of time, and so you don't blow everybody's money. And so,
well, he certainly knows what he's doing, and he knows exactly what he needs for the shots, and has a keen eye for exactly. There's a bit of like there's a bit of a formula for it, believe it or not, for creating a scare. There's little tricks, there's little things that directors do, and it's really great to have someone who's experienced with that, because they can kind of lead you through it and the steps you need to do. To tell you the truth, the first drive-in movie I'd ever seen was Joyride. I took a girl, my wife's not going to like this story. I took a girl, was my wife, but I didn't meet my wife until 2 years ago, so, to the drive-in, and we saw Joyride, and I still clearly remember the movie, and obviously I have fond memories of it, and when I saw the offer come in, and I read the script, and I was just immediately attracted to it, and always wanted to work on a movie with an iconic character like Rusty Nails, and I find like horror movies are fun, and it's a fine balance, like choosing a horror film, because there's a lot of cliche horror films that happen, and a horror film can go around the wrong road, so to speak. And I think the Joyride franchise is really cool because of Rusty Nails, and because of the truck itself is almost just as lethal and just as much of a villain as Rusty Nail. So that really kind of intrigued me. And you know what? The day before I got this, I got the offer. I was out shopping and I saw this big Transport like vintage T-shirt. I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely.
It was a lot of fun playing Jason, but Jason never got to say anything, and Rusty Nail gets to say a lot. So it's a really great part. And I had watched the original, the first two movies. Actually, I was in the second one as the stunt double for Rusty Nail. So what I saw in the script for this character in this movie was that they were giving him a lot more depth. The character is more playful, more dangerous, and just has a lot more spice to him.